keep spinning in this chair. I want to sit on it like this, but I keep spinning. Stay, chair. Hello everybody, it's Savannah. Welcome back to my channel, or if you've never been here before, welcome. I like to talk about growth methods and just being yourself and how to be the best version of yourself, and that's what this channel is all about. I otherwise refer to myself as This Bohemian Rose because that is what my blog name originally was, and that happens to be the name of the channel, so I mean, it makes sense. Hope you guys are all having an awesome day. I just wanted to take this video to give you guys the opportunity to get to know me a little bit better, still getting used to this channel, still new to it, still adjusting to these annoying new prescription glasses. So I figured I'd take this episode of This Bohemian Rose. Don't know why I did that accent, just came out, but I figured I would take this channel episode, this video, my goodness, this video, to teach you guys, or just to share with you guys 20 things that I have learned since turning 20 years old. Actually, 20 things I've learned up to the point of turning 20 years old. That's a lot to learn in like 2 months. 20 things, I feel like that'd be a bit much. Anyway, so I wanted to share 20 things I have learned with you before turning 20, and just give you guys these little tokens of knowledge. Maybe you'll like them, maybe you'll use them. And I encourage you to, throughout this video, if you see something that you follow or something that's new to you, leave something in the comments below and we can have a conversation about it. I would love to learn more from you, but also I would love to know if these things are actually helping you and if you enjoy these videos. So please, let me know. Alright, so lesson number 1 is that there's never a right time to do something. I'm going to briefly summarize with each thing because there's so many of them, but never enough time is you're always going to have something in your life that you're thinking you should do, or that you're curious about, that you think you might be passionate about, and oftentimes we all look for the right time, but what I want you to realize, what I want you to notice is that there's never going to be a right time to get in shape, to do what you want to do, to quit your job, to change your major. There's never going to be a right time, but you just need to do it knowing that it's going to affect your life's happiness and going to promote your growth in the most beneficial ways. Lesson 2, life is a game. Don't take it all so seriously. Just because your parents want you to go after one major, if it's not your passion, go after another one. It's all about what you want it to be. If you set up life to be a game, it's the only way that you can win. You have to stack things up in your favor and go for it like there's no tomorrow, because you never know if there will be. Keep having to rotate this chair because it's like slowly spinning this way. Lesson 3, take responsibility for yourself. It's likely that no one else will. Alright guys, so this one comes from when I was living out of my car 5 months ago. And I had to take care of myself. I had to feed myself. I had to make sure I did my budgeting so that I had money for food. I had to figure out where I was sleeping, and I had to put away my pride so that I had a couch to sleep on every night, so that I could go into my storage and get the things that I needed to live my life. You have to put aside everybody else's thoughts in certain circumstances to take responsibility for yourself, because nobody else is going to take care of you for your whole life. And just because your parents might be still supporting you and you're 20, mid-20s, 30s even, doesn't mean it's going to be forever, and eventually you're going to have to put on your big girl or boy pants and get things done for yourself. Lesson 4, TV wastes a lot of time. I don't think I have to delve too much into this. Guys, I watched 14 episodes of Supernatural. Oh my god, not 14 episodes. 14 seasons of Supernatural. It's like 22 episodes a season. They're like 40 minutes long per episode. I'm not doing the math right now, but that's a lot of time that I could have been doing something else. Granted, that's a show that I love, but there's a lot of other TV shows that I didn't really gain much from, that I really could have done better things with my time instead of watching them. So just take that into account next time you decide to mindlessly sit in front of the TV and click for hours and watch TV. Learning equals growth. Fixed mindset equals stagnation. Guys, the more you learn, the more you grow. The more you grow, the better person you become, the better circumstances you get yourself into, the more money you make, the better your relationships are. Do what you can to learn in life. If you stagnate, you won't go anywhere. Lesson 6, music speaks all languages. I think this one kind of goes without saying, but whether the song is in Latin, whether the song is in French, whether the song is in English or Spanish, every song carries a melody, and every melody carries with it an emotion, and It's really up to your interpretation to decide what the song means. But in the grand scheme of things, the way it affects you is the purpose of the song, whether or not you know what they're saying. They could be singing about like abortion, okay, and you could just be like, oh, this is really sad, and then you think about like your love and lost love or somebody that died or whatever. It doesn't matter what the song actually is about. I mean, it does, like, if you want to enlighten yourself, then you're learning more. But I mean, what I mean to say is that when you listen to music, if it is upbeat, it's going to make you happier, and if it's downbeat, it's going to make you sadder. Sorry about the abortion example, but if people weren't posting it all over Facebook and talking about it 24/7, then maybe it wouldn't have been on my mind. Lesson 7, you get what you pay for. Guys, this is coming from somebody who lived out of her car. If you are willing to pay rent, you get a place to sleep at night, a constant bed, a constant room, a constant your space. If you don't pay that, you get to live out of your car. If you don't pay your car payments, you get to live on the street or sleep on couches that are uncomfortable, and you don't get to go to sleep whenever you want because people still live in that house. You get what you pay for. Really quick side note on that one. The more grateful you are for money, the more abundance you'll have in your life. So if you are grateful to be able to live in a place where you can pay the bills and to have a steady enough income to where you can give your money to all these other places and have some left over, you're going to continue to attract more of that money. If you're constantly living in a place of, oh my God, I don't have enough for this, and you're not willing to give it out, you're not going to get any back in, okay? Money is for spending. It's also for adding to your self-worth. And the stigma that you put around it is going to affect your self-worth in effect. Lesson 8, you ultimately know what will make you happy. I don't mean that at 16 years old, you know that leaving school and running away from home is actually going to make you happy and then actually doing that. What I mean is that ultimately, when you're in a toxic relationship, you know that it's a toxic relationship even if you won't admit it to yourself. Or if you are going to school for something that just isn't right for you, you know that that thing you're going to school for isn't right for you. You have to listen to yourself before anyone else when it comes to things such as like your passions and your lifelong pursuits. And these things aren't impulses. These things are obviously things that you think about consciously, but obviously, if you have the impulse to, hey, I'm going to drop out of school and run out, that's not really going to make you happy. That's just what's going to satisfy your dreams and your desires for the moment. If it's something you've considered for a very long time and dabbled with and thought about doing and you keep putting it off because of other people, that's what I mean, is that you know what's really going to make you happy, and putting off your own thoughts and your own contemplation is just going to make you unhappy for a more extended period of time. The sooner you realize what's going to make you happy and the sooner you take steps towards it, the sooner you will be ultimately happy. Lesson 9, learn to seek advice when you don't know what you're doing. There are going to be things in life that other people know better than you, okay? If you are thinking about starting a business, but you are barely a leader yourself, you want to learn from other people who've started their own businesses, or you want to speak to teachers or speakers or to managers so that you can know what it's like to actually run a business before just deciding that it's something you want to do. Even if you're just watching videos on YouTube of famous CEOs, or if you're listening to Shoe Dog by Philip Knight to learn about how they started Nike, which by the way is an amazing book. I'm planning on making a video on that one. Do what you can to seek the advice of the experts, the people who know what they're doing and have gone through the beginning processes that you're going through now. All right, lesson 10, take advice from people you want to be like. If you're looking to start a business, don't go and ask a hobo on the street, hey, I'm looking to start a business, like, you have any advice for me? No. Or ask somebody who's been working at a grocery store for the past 10 years of their life and has had the same dream. Just because you like somebody doesn't mean you want to be like them. You see what I'm saying? You want to ask advice from the guy who lives on the street with the biggest house on the block with 3 stories and they got a Ferrari and a Range Rover out front. Ask advice from people that you want to be like. And then that advice will actually add value to your life. We are going to continue this video in a part 2 because it is quite long already. Thank you guys so much for watching part 1. The first 10 of the 20 top things that I have learned before turning 20 years old. Please let me know if you guys like this video. If you want to see more videos like it, hit the subscribe button if you want to see more videos that are like this. Thank you guys. Have a good rest of your day, your week, your month. And don't forget to check in. I love you guys.